Like attracts like. Are you attracting clients that are looky-loos, can't afford your services, or are immediately asking for discounts on your services? Then you are attracting the wrong people. These folks are not your ideal customers. My name is Cheryl C. Jones, and I own Simply the Best Results. As a speaker, trainer, and coach for the last 30 years, I've worked with business owners, business managers, CEOs, presidents, and their employees to help them shift their mindsets so that they can attract more of their ideal clients, ideal employees, and ideal circumstances so they can meet their goals and have more of what they want. And I just love this work. It's crazy cool. So let's get back to the 5 tips of attracting your ideal clients. So when clients take advantage of you or your time or good nature, it's important to look and see what energy vibration you're putting out into the world. You see, your thoughts and beliefs generate an energy field around you. It's like a great big bubble around you that's about 2 feet out, 2.5 feet out from your body. And that energy field actually announces if you're approachable or not, if you're friendly, are you happy, all of that, those messages come through in your energy bubble. And it's not a bubble, of course, you can see because it's energy, but it is picked up subconsciously by every other person you come in contact with. So not too long ago, I was in not a really good mood. I was a little irritated because things weren't going my way, and felt like I was struggling. And I went into a store to pick up a product that I needed for my work, and I couldn't find it. And online it said it was in the store. And that made me more frustrated, right? It was probably right in front of my nose, but I couldn't see it. And so I start looking for an employee to help me. Can't find anybody to help me. And my bubble was just getting more and more filled with negativity. And then finally I find somebody a customer service rep, and ask for help. And that person's kind of like neutral or negative toward me. And I'm like, well, fine, And and the truth of the matter is my energy bubble was filled with so much negativity that they're going to like bend over backwards because they're matching my energy. And I got what I put out. And so it was my own fault. As my good friend Judy says, it was my own darn fault. So my thoughts, all those thoughts I'd had previously and while I was in the store, had filled my energy bubble with all this negativity. And I was coming from a place of, I can't find this product, scarcity, worry, concern. It was taking too much time. And unfortunately, the salesperson picked up on that and mimicked it. So we have to pay attention to what we're putting in our bubble, because when we are putting our energy out, other people read it and then interact with us. And most people go, well, why are they being so cruddy or bitchy or crabby with me? What did I do? I just got here. Well, no, your bubble got here before you got here. And yes, everybody has their own bubble, and they could have a crabby bubble. But the truth of the matter is when you match their bubble, oh boy, you're just going to get more of the same. That also goes true for positivity. If you match the bubble with positivity, then you can your positivity to their not so positive, you can actually bring them up and shift their energy and shift their emotion, and they will love you for it. So little lesson there on paying attention to what's in your energy vibration, in your energy bubble. So here's tip number 1. I've got 5 tips for you, and tip number 1 is to become aware of your thoughts, because your thoughts set off a chemical reaction in your brain that runs through your body and either lowers your vibration, meaning toward negative emotions, or raises your vibration to positive emotions. And so it's your job to pay attention to what your thoughts are. You don't need to be, what shall I say, Attila the Hun, and really just clamping down on what your thoughts are. But anytime you think a negative thought, or like, oh, this doesn't work out for me, or nothing ever works out for me, then you need to censor that thought as quickly as possible. Okay? So tip number 2 is, tip number 1 was pay attention to your thoughts. Tip number 2 is change your thoughts to reflect a more positive vibration and outlook. Sometimes people will say, the only clients that contact me are people who can't afford me, right? So that's kind of a negative thought. The way you can change that up to reflect a more positive vibration is you can say something like, my positive vibration attracts clients who desire my services and are willing to pay for the quality and attention I provide. Okay, that was a little wordy, but you could just say, my positive vibe attracts clients who can afford me. Pretty simple, right? So you just take that negative thought and turn it around, and it feels so much better to say that, right? My positive vibe attracts clients who can afford me. I think I'm going to practice that every day. I like that one. Yeah, sometimes even I have brilliant ideas, not when I'm expecting them, but they're a surprise sometimes. Anyway, so tip number 3 is shift your energy from negative or even content, because content really is right on the line between negative and positive, and content's fine, but I wouldn't want to sit there for very long. I want to be up above that. I want to feel great. I want to be in a higher vibration. I want to be in the positive anticipation or enthusiasm. How about you? Yeah, maybe, right? Let's do that. Let's be in positive anticipation. So to make the shift, we have to focus, take a little time and focus on a positive emotion. So, gosh, just saying positive anticipation causes really like endorphins or something to release in my body. I just love it. I think I'll just practice positive anticipation. Maybe I'll just say it over and over again. I'm positively anticipating. So perhaps there was a time you felt hopeful or excited about some upcoming event. Maybe you've got a birthday celebration coming up. And if you can recall the details and run those through your mind until you feel that emotion again, then that's one of the best ways and easiest ways to literally shift your energy from negative to positive. And just focus on that little time period, where you're expecting it. You might have been 7 and you knew that all your friends were coming over for your birthday party and you guys were going to have a really good time and all that. And just remember how excited you felt. That's positive anticipation, right? So tip number 1 was pay attention to your thoughts. Tip number 2, change your thoughts to reflect a more positive vibration. Tip 3 is to shift your energy from negative to positive or a higher vibration. Tip number 4 is focus on the value you provide your potential client rather than how much money they're going to be able to bring you. Sometimes we go, oh yeah, we can get that client, and that's a $10,000 client. I got to get that 10,000. And so we're focusing on the 10,000, rather than what kind of value are you going to provide that client? Because it's back to that energy thing again. When you're focused on that money thing, 10,000, or whatever it is, right? Then that is in your energy bubble too. And they pick up on it and they think you're only interested in their money, not in working with them and providing a quality product. So focus on the value you provide this potential client, that you will bring to them, and let that be your main focus and stay attached to that, and things will work out a lot better for you. Those thoughts are energy, and when those thoughts are in a realm that aren't good for the other person, and it's just good for you, then they pick up on that too. It looks to them, to their energy, their subconscious mind, they're seeing, selfish, taking advantage of. This is icky. I don't want any part of it. And so they'll be turned off. And so you want to place your attention on building that relationship of trust, that relationship of value, and that will win you the business. That will win them over as clients, right? Okay. So the last tip is tip 5. So tip 5 is clear out negative energy associated with difficult or challenging past clients. Well, being in business for 30 years, a little over 30 years, I've had some difficult clients during that period. Ones that I've had to fire, which is really awkward when you fire the client kind of thing. And, there was, and it took a lot to get there for me to fire them. So I want you to think about, what clients have you had that have been really negative or unsavory kind of thing? And look to see if, like, when you think about them, do you still get that icky, uncomfortable feeling? And if so, then you've got some energy that needs to be cleared out. And I can help you with that, because that's a little more challenging for, a novice person learning to do some of the things that I do, but I can help you get rid of that. But let me tell you, that's a biggie right there. This number 5, clear out negative energy of past clients. Yeah, it's important, because we've all at one time or another had a negative or an adverse situation with a client that sticks to us. And there's this little subtle reminder in the back of your head that pops up when someone else of similar energy or personality enters your consciousness, enters your potential client circle. And that reminder is warning us to be on the lookout for for the other characteristics that old person had, or that old client had. And that's unfortunate to the new person, because then they're getting applied negative stuff from the previous one, right? So it's real unfortunate. So we've got to clear out that negativity, and that will, it's old data. We don't need it anymore, and it will make your energy cleaner, and you'll have a better relationship with this new potential client that might have been similar. You always want to look, though, and see, is it just a similarity, or did I just get reminded, or is this a red flag that this person is very much like the previous bad client? So, we want to start in a positive way, so that we're not self-sabotaging ourselves, trying to, being fearful, that kind of thing. So if you need help clearing out negative energy associated with a past client, then give me a call, because that's something a little higher level, and I can help you with that. So in the meantime, let's do a quick one more time review. So 5 tips for attracting your ideal clients. First, become aware of your thoughts, right? Was number 1. Number 2 was change your thoughts to reflect a positive vibration. 3 was shift your energy from negative to a higher vibration, so that you're anticipating something more positive, you have more enthusiasm. Tip number 4 was focus on the value that you can provide your potential client, rather than how much money they're going to bring you. And last but not least is tip number 5, clear out the negative energy associated with difficult or challenging clients from the past. I hope these tips were helpful. I'd love to have your feedback and let me know which ones resonated most with you. And please follow and comment on this podcast, and share it with someone else that's a business owner or a manager or someone in sales, because it could make their day. It could literally change the trajectory of their business and improve their lives. So thank you very much for listening today. And I want to remind you that you have the choice, you have the control and the power to choose how you feel. And I encourage you to choose joy above all else.